provincia de Santa Fe.
Here we are in the province of Santa Fe in the department of Las Colonias, and we are divided into two nearby towns.
Matilde, Santa Fe.
We are located in Matilde, Santa Fe, 30 kilometers from Santa Fe capital. It is located in an area of agricultural production. Mainly in the past, there were other activities.
Otras actividades intensivas como tambo es muy poco.
But practically the other intensive activities such as dairy farming is very little, and it is running to the north of the country. We are here because we live here and because we have this land where we were able to install this.
Estamos empezando con un proyecto hace.
We started with a project 14 years ago in agriculture. We had some previous experience with my father-in-law and we started with my son 14 years ago. This was a minimal model in a small and medium-sized activity. We are in the part of a story where we can tell a little of the experience that we've had. We already had a growth that we had been noticing since we started in 2008. Since 2010, 2011, there has been an installation in different areas of the country. The same cereal producers have set up new facilities, and the large producers who have been installed for years have also been expanding their facilities, always with the expectation of exporting the product, maybe not in a shell, but processed or as alumina or as egg powder, etc. This has led to a fairly significant production in Argentina today. Despite the fact that per capita consumption has increased at the domestic consumption level, but we are lacking that outlet of the export market to level sometimes the price values that are very out of line. This is a product in which supply and demand are in charge. That is, what you have in stock of your product. So if you have that product leveled and that surplus is coming out, it could be managed with more normal values. And in the last years, I'm talking about 2021 and 2022, there was a great increase in cereals that we did not manage at an international level, which has affected us a lot. Now it is being recomposed precisely because there were problems of mortality in January due to the great heat that occurred this year. And there is a lack of production. Cuba was seeing little replenishment and now they are looking for a level. But the facilities that are working at the right time, there will come a situation in which they can recover their stock. Now that you ask me about the future is complicated. Today, I see it as complicated because if there is no other way out besides the per capita consumption here, there is very little that is going to increase. I see the future as complicated, and that is my point of view. In 2008, I worked in the same activity with an uncle and a grandfather. And then we had the opportunity to start something on our own with my father. At that time, we were a little steeped in the subject, but it was not so much. Then we found many things, and then you fall into the reality of the activity and how nice it is, plus all the work it has.
por las experiencias que
The beginnings are hard. With the experiences that are taken,
por lo mínimo le fuimos mejorando la parte.
the times help. We started with the minimum. We improved the climatic ventilation because we are in a very complicated area.
Grande frío y humedad.
Because sometimes we have a great heat or great cold added to the humidity.
Son elementos muy complicados.
Those elements are very complicated for this activity
Afecta. Se fue mejorando todo eso.
because both the heat and the humidity affect us. As time went by, everything improved with a lot of help. The reproduction itself also improved. And well, we incorporated more technology, which is what you see in the intensive sheds,
Si no, no tenés otras alternativas.
because if you don't have them, there are not many alternatives to ventilate these spaces during the summer.
Producción, estabilizás.
And that helped us in terms of production because you stabilize the posture and also the mortality because the heat directly affects you very much.
Eso nos dio una primera etapa muy complicada.
They gave us a very complicated first stage and then it was leveling off until today.
Con la ayuda de poner mucha pila,
With the purpose of improving, one gets used to live many hours indoors,
más que nada en verano,
especially in summer.
es una actividad, como te decía, intensiva.
Because you have an intensive activity and the only way is to be here controlling everything
No pasa nada y bueno,
and make sure that nothing happens. I have the help of my son,
por supuesto, no estamos solos.
with 2 other employees, of course. We are not alone.
En función de que uno va viendo,
But I repeat, we are improving as we see difficulties.
ahora también, por supuesto,
And we have veterinarians that are guiding us from the beginning. And so it was.
este inicio, ¿cierto? Así fue. Hoy estamos bastante equilibrados.
Today we are quite balanced because we have been improving, we have gained confidence.
Por supuesto, confianza a raíz de la
As a result of the technology we have been
se trabaja con los galpones cerrados,
incorporating in our work because we have closed tunnel type sheds and every 5 or 6 months we have a lot of heat.
que eso te va nivelando la.
Even though it is not exactly summer, we are leveling our posture and production, which is a great economic advantage.
Fue cambiando un poco lo que
Today we are doing well. Things have changed a little in terms of business activity.
estamos tratando de agrandarnos,
Over time, we have been trying to grow, to maintain something familiar,
familiar y bueno, lo hacemos o sea,
and we try to be here as long as possible.
al ser algo un poco o sea,
At the beginning, because it was so small, we did not have certain tools.
o sea, cuesta porque o sea,
And getting here is difficult. It is necessary to be up to the task, and today, thank God,
mis parientes que bueno que están metidos también en
we have relatives who are also working in this activity, and we are helping each other. We are exchanging information,
y bueno y información. Sí, realmente sí.
tools, and solutions. It's something we didn't start.
O sea, mi abuelo lo hizo muchísimos años.
My grandfather started it, and now it's better because you can take it easier
Lo puedes llevar más.
in some moments, and in others it's a little complicated. But it's really good, this activity.
Está bueno. Bueno, este galpón entran ves para 22.000 aves.
Today we have almost all of them
Casi está en la totalidad porque hace poco que están.
because they have recently become part of this new farm.
Bueno, es un galpón automático.
This is an automatic poultry house and it is a Spanish origin.
Cinta, así podemos ver cintas que recolecta el huevo.
We have a mechanism that uses belts. This is how we collect the eggs. Then there are feeding carts.
Diarias y bueno,
They make several trips during the day, and well, these are some tools because this system is quite automated.
jaula que es también es automático que si se hace una saca, se hace...
Regarding the guano, that is, what is on the floor of the cage, an automatic collection is also made, and it is done twice a week to finally take this material to the field to make fertilizers. In these cages fit between 8 and 9 hens.
Se busca que no esté tan apretada.
Although there are larger models, here we have this size so that the space is not so tight, so that the animals can move minimally, eat and drink water that is in the middle of the cage.
Realmente se dio este modelo.
This model came about because you really want the work to be much simpler.
Que es el trabajo, es mucho más.
It is a little more controlled in many aspects, such as cleaning,
Lo que es, no sé, en lo que es limpieza, enfermedades, muchas cosas.
disease control, and many other things. That is why we thought it was good and practical.
El campo no estaba todavía tan firme lo del tema de la gallina.
In the year in which we started with this activity, the Happy Hen,
En ese año se armó así, bueno,
open cages and all those things that we have now were not yet firmly in place. In the year we set it up, it was done in this way and it was fine.
práctico, es mucho más, se hace mucho más.
But I know that it is changing and that many things have been modernized more and more.
Y bueno, es mejor, es mejor.
We have compared ourselves with other traditional models,
Lo que es la limpieza, porque bueno, al ser algo chico,
in which I have also worked, and these are much more practical. The work is simpler and easier,
el orden, la limpieza, para trabajar más cómodo, más.
because for us that is very important aspect of the people who are working for us. For us it is very important and we put a lot of emphasis on cleanliness.
Una gallina que muere,
Because it is good that although we are somewhat small, it is possible to work and maintain ourselves. The first thing we do is to explain to the people who start working with us the importance of order, cleanliness, to work more comfortably and safely.
alimento balanceado, bueno, el alimento balanceado que es
We have balanced feed that is based on soy corn, wheat, salt, and some mineral and vitamin nuclei.
minerales y vitamínicos, bueno, que se muele todo.
Everything is ground, mixed, and it is, as you can see, it is like a powder, and we also add the mixture of conchilla,
Y también se le pone en la mezcla conchilla, que es un caracol, que sería calcio.
which is a snail that provides calcium, which is very important for the eggshell and the bones of the hen.
Cuando desde que empiezan a poner,
From the time the hens start laying, more or less at week 18, these animals have about 2 years of useful life.
2 años. En esos años hay un descanso.
After those years, there is a rest called replume, which is a process in which a little food is cut.
Que es para reforzarla, para que tengan algo, para que se entretengan.
They are given that piglet that I mentioned before. This is as a reinforcement, also so that they have something to entertain themselves.
Que baje de peso, que pueda bajar de peso.
So during this rest, it is good for them because we help them in the process of recovering calcium. They also lose a little weight so that later they can be reincorporated for about a year, so that after that time, the end of it will come.
Es casi un huevo por día, no llega a uno diario.
It's almost 1 egg per day. We get 1 every day. As they go through the belt,
Que sale a una parte de la sala de junta.
then they arrive to a transversal belt that goes out to a room where all the eggs are received.
No son automáticas, son manuales, esa parte es manual.
In this place, there are people who classify them with manual sorters. These are not automatic because they are classified separately, by number, also by size. Number 1 is the biggest egg,
Varía el precio. Hoy estamos más o menos en
2 is a medium one, and 3 is a small egg, and after that, some vary in price. We are more or less about 25,000 eggs per day. That is our job, and we have to do it because we have to handle almost twice the number of eggs, and that makes the work take time and take a little longer. 1,000 eggs a day, that is our work, and we have to do it because we have to handle almost twice the number of eggs, and that makes the work take time and it takes a little longer than required. In production, we do something to supply retailers and also some wholesalers who come and look here and then look there. There are people who are dedicated to the purchase and sale of eggs. We also have people who have large distributors in nearby areas and neighbouring towns. Some are egg distributors, and we have our activities divided for wholesalers and retailers. In case our product leaves the area, it generally goes to cities like Rosario, Santa Fe, or Santa Fe Capital. At the beginning, they visited us a lot because they were just starting and they saw that everything was very new. Here in Argentina, this has already been seen, but here in the area where we are, it is not very common. So many people came and were amazed by the situation of the hen in the shed, the belt, everything that was automatic, and how simple it seemed. We are just with a new part, which is to make a balanced feed, because at the moment we are buying it. Some people are supplying it to us, and well, the idea is to make a balanced feed to lower the costs a little, and to know that things are being done well. That one is to contributing to the animal to make it safer and well. To manage it in a better way, to do it with selected raw material, to make the difference and to be much polished in the sector. Today, I really advise people to get trained, to study the market, to know how it really works, because although the activity is beautiful, the beginnings are not easy, and like any other business, all processes take time, and that is exactly what is interesting. We have very nice moments and others more complicated, but there is satisfaction. Really, the nice thing is that you start to have your time. Because despite having an activity that demands a lot of time, because we have to be from Monday to Monday, you must be aware that you must maintain a good cage. Good food, water, electricity continuously. But the nice thing is that with good management is possible, and doing it as a family is much better and brings many benefits. Really, as we said at the beginning, it cost us a lot. And we have had a couple of very complicated situations due to the lack of experience. The truth is that now and little by little, the achievements begin to be seen. You can have the opportunity to do bigger things and to start to give a different management to things. In that aspect, it is a unit that goes into the joint work that my son and I do. With little staff, everything is automated, so it is a little business. This is the least that can be done. Here there are 21,000 or 22,000. To have more hens per cage, one must take care of the animal's habitat. Preserve that it can eat and drink in peace. But well, the expectations we have were fulfilled. We did not do badly. I cannot say that I have done badly. And as for the future, as I explained before, that is what is worrying me the most today. Because you start to say how good I already have it. And you start to see where I can go. And you start to see where I can get more margin. How I can solve the business I have and thus be able to leave with more production than I have. We are now finishing a balanced feed plant.
Acá para nivelar tendríamos que tener aunque sea
What we want is to be able to level up and have a tower of more than 10,000 animals so that we can see the production levels.
¿Me explico? Cada 2 años hay que reponerlo.
See how the replacement occurs after 2 years. Replenish it, and sometimes we have many bumps because they are very close breedings in terms of time. So that kind of thing pulls you forward but also slows you down and slows down the economic part. I make myself understood.
Me gusta realmente parte de mantenimiento.
I really like to give you maintenance, and I really like the logistics part.
La parte de logística, armar pedidos, armar la carga, distribuir.
Putting together orders, putting together the load, distributing, but I'm not really in that part. And fortunately, I don't have to be very aware of what they say and do in the papers because I don't like that. I also do a little bit of everything.
Es muy atado, o sea, muy engorroso, pero bueno.
I mean, I really like it, but there are days when we have many things on hold, many things to do, and that makes it really cumbersome.
Épocas del año o económicas.
But well, is something of our own, something familiar, and we put a lot into it. There are things and times of the year when you really have to think about what is happening and take things with a cool head because this is a very expensive business. You think about your things, about your family, because here we have to do everything as a family. Even my old lady has come here to collect, and together with my old man, we are very happy and we keep going forward.